Alright guys, welcome to my channel. Firstly, let me just start off by saying that this video is for players who are completely new to the franchise and are finding SnowRunner difficult and need some help. I belong to several SnowRunner communities, and the one thing I find common between them is that there's always a constant stream of new players complaining that the game is too difficult and they need help. By the way, I'm always available to help. My PS4 game tag is Iceberg101. Feel free to drop a line if you do need help in SnowRunner, and I'm happy to jump into a co-op and help out. So anyway, I'll get on with the video in no particular order. Here are some tips I believe which can be useful to brand new players who are starting out. First, if a map isn't visible, and that's a no-brainer, try get as much of it explored with a scout vehicle before taking on tasks. That way you'll learn the routes and understand which ones are easier, and you'll discover upgrades, you'll discover tasks. More on that, when you do come across tasks, accept them, but carry on exploring. This will save you time in the future, and you could just take on a task from the menu rather than drive into where it's located. Next, the biggest upgrade you can do when starting off is fitting better tires to your truck. But better tires don't come in upgrade packs. You only get them through leveling up. And the best way I found to level up quickly when you're starting off is to do the contests in Black River a few times. The easiest one I found is the food delivery in this current clip. It's only 6 minutes and the constraints are very easy. You do these contests a few times, you gain more money, you gain more XP, you get better tires, driving in the mud becomes easier, simple. Next, all the maps in SnowRunner has been developed with a risk versus reward approach. This means most destinations has multiple routes, with shorter ones being more difficult. If you're finding the game too hard, it's maybe because you're trying to take shortcuts to drop off points. Instead, take longer routes, that way it's much safer. Another thing you can do to really make things a little easier is to park maintenance trailers and fuel trailers at different locations on the map, so you can always have access to fuel and like repair parts and so on. Also, when I first started out, I found driving in the dark was really hard, so you have the option to just change it to daytime and just keep it at that. Another thing I found that really helped was when I got to like a certain level, I switched to like the Russian maps so I could have access to the garage, and I got some of the better trucks out, and then I returned to like the US region and carried on playing. So like one of the best trucks to use is the Azov, whichever one you have access to. You can grab any of it and then return to like the US region and use it there. So you don't always have to rely on the trucks that's in the store. You can always switch to other maps and purchase one and then come back. Another one is when you're stuck in the mud, don't just keep revving it at high gear trying to get through. Go down to the low range, and I found that low range and all-wheel drive and all the features on is the best way, and it just takes time. SnowRunner is a slow-paced game, so if you do get stuck in the mud, rather than try to like rev out of it, switch to like a lower gear, so that way you don't dig yourself into the mud. And once you're driving forward, try turning your steering left and right, so that loosens it up and the vehicle will creep forward slowly. And with winching and doing that, you should be able to get yourself out of the mud. It is a slow game, so you're gonna have to be patient with it. And if all else fails, then I suppose, yeah, you can reach out and get another player to come in and help you. And there's also a lot of channels that, has tons of tips and tricks and all that. You can always go and check those out. But for me, those are the things I found that really made my gameplay easier. And yeah, it's a risk versus reward game, and just enjoy the challenge, and you're going to feel really good when you've completed a difficult contract or a difficult task. The game does get easier as you progress with all the upgrades and all the new trucks. So yeah, just stick with it and you'll be alright. Anyway, that's all from me. I don't intend this video to be too long. I just want to stop repeating the same comments to some of the players in the forums. So I'll just point them to this video instead, because these are the most common complaints I'm seeing from some of the newer players in the forums. If you've made it this far, guys, I just want to say my channel is relatively new. I'm trying to build a SnowRunner community, so it would be really helpful if you guys just show some support, subscribe and like the video, and I'm gonna try keep up with the latest news, updates, and produce decent content for this franchise. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next one.